Hey, Shalom, as always, all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakahak Dash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, the 144,000 men, pushing the word in sincerity and truth. And the rest of the elect, the one-third, men, women, and children. To you I say Shalom. And Lord willing, this one will be edifying and quick. This is a BCI update, a brain computer interface update.
I want to talk a little bit about BCI is a big field. There are a lot of emerging companies. Where we see ourselves in the ecosystem is that there are currently two companies that are building neural recording at scale. High data rate brain computer interfaces that can talk to a lot of individual neurons in a completely wireless way. And that's Paradromics and Neuralink. There's a big difference between our two companies. One, for those of you who don't know, I'm not a billionaire, and so I've had to be a little bit scrappier in my approach. But also, I fundamentally think that the use case for BCI over the next 20 years is medical. And if you talk to patients who are looking for therapies, they're looking for durable therapies. They want implants that will last more than 10 years. Elon sees the future of BCI being in consumer devices, and Neuralink has admittedly built devices that have a lifetime expectancy less than 5 years and a reliable lifetime of maybe 2 to 3 years. They're using polymer threads that don't last very long.
Hey man, we're at the end, and there's some key things that this devil just said. You know, he is representing the medical aspect of things, right? And that's the devil for you. You know, I have Ecclesiasticus here, Sirach. I'm going to get that shortly. But then he mentioned Elon Musk, that Elon Musk sees it more as a consumer. Let me just pull that up.
Consumer devices, and Neuralink
Right.
in 10 years. Elon sees the future of BCI being in consumer devices. And
yeah, so he sees it in consumer devices, phones, Apple Watches, smart devices, tablets, TVs, smart homes. I think I have it right here as well. So a consumer device, also commonly known as a consumer electronic, is any electronic product designed for everyday personal, family, or household use. So Elon Musk has the vision to connect everyone to their everyday use via technology. Okay? So your car as well. But I always seen this. It was never just a medical thing. The medical aspect goes into this. Let me just read it real quick. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 17. And now, before I read this as well, you got to remember in Revelation chapter 13, it says he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor. So the small and the poor, you can also add into that the crippled, disabled. It includes them as well. Okay? How would an individual that is disabled buy and sell? He wouldn't usually be able to, right? But with these BCIs, they give them access to doing things through, let's say, these VCRs like Apple makes. They can actually use their phone, click on messages and respond. They can also if they can do that, they can order food, they can buy and sell, right? So that's the idea. The idea is to actually enslave the disabled as well. It's not just to help them. So it says here in verse 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. Right? So these individuals have been living with adversity for years, right? The devil comes in, he presents us a solution. Okay, I'm going to complete this surgery so that you can see, so that you can gain your sight again. Okay, so that you can speak or communicate with people again. All right, and verse 18 says, he will shake his head and clap his hand and whisper much and change his countenance. Because this devil is going to restrain you people. When everything is fully implemented, And this is a, well, it is a reality, but when it becomes more of a norm, in the same way people use iPhones and FaceTime, because there was a point where that wasn't possible, right? People weren't able to do FaceTime calls on their phone. And there was a time where you had like MSN where you could use your webcam and talk to your friends. There was a time where that wasn't possible as well. So things are developing really fast. This devil also mentioned 10 years, that they're creating BCIs that last 10 years. You don't have 10 years. And Elon Musk knows that he has a short time. So that's why him being a devil, he gives it a short, um, what's the word I'm looking for? He gives it a short lifespan, right? These devices that he's implanting in these people's brains, they don't last long because he wants to charge you again. He wants to have that control. It's gonna be a what's a perfect example? How the Chinese government is run, with that credit score system. That's gonna apply to even the disabled. Okay, so you're gonna have the RFID chip in the right hand, and you're gonna have it in the forehead, and you're gonna have the individuals that love to have the best and the latest tech. Some of those people are gonna have the BCI as well. You have this fucking Jake, um, going around on YouTube speaking about his implant. He didn't. He's not disabled. He just wants to be a cyborg. He just wants to have that type of technology to feel advanced, to feel like a superhuman or whatever it may be. Okay? But the scriptures speak about these individuals, man, because they're simple. They love simplicity. All right? So let me just play a little bit more and get back into the scriptures.
Neuralink has admittedly built devices that have a lifetime expectancy less than 5 years and a reliable lifetime of maybe 2 to 3 years. They're using polymer threads that don't last very long. They're using non-hermetic encapsulation. We went in a completely opposite direction. We're using platinum iridium wires that will be there 20 years later. We're using hermetic encapsulation.
We're not going to be here for 20 years.
For all of our active electronics. We're building this as a 10-year device. And you might say, like, okay, well, if you're that constrained, if you're taking on additional constraints in your design, maybe it suffers some way. Perhaps like the data rate's going to suffer. But that.
Anyways, the devil in his heart says that his house is going to continue forever, but we know, as the scriptures say, the triumphing of the wicked is short. So blah blah blah.
I think it is very possible that the first people to live to 1,000 are alive right now. It's still
yes, and the first people that are going to live to 1,000 is a remnant that's going to be saved, the elect. It's not going to be you devils. You devils are going to be destroyed. You're going to be cast into slavery. Chains are going to be put on you, yokes of iron. Okay, everything that you've done to the children of Israel is going to be done back to you. Okay, so again, let's play that again.
I think it is very possible that the first people to live to 1,000 are alive right now. It still takes some suspension of disbelief because I think biotech has just been so incremental. One of the things that's so exciting about what's happening now is that no longer really feels so incremental to me. I think that BCI we're going to come to see is not a specific product. I think there are going to be a bunch of BCI companies going after different applications where different types of probes will make sense. To me, it feels like we're firmly in like the takeoff era now. Like something new has happened on Earth.
Oh yeah, this is new for sure. And it has been prophesied in Revelation chapter 13, because this is a modern day mark. This is the mark of the beast, the physical mark of the beast that will get you destroyed, right? That you can't repent from. That you can't just pop it out and say, see, I don't have the mark of the beast anymore. I took it because I wanted to take care of my family. I didn't want my wife to leave me. I didn't want my children to starve, right? So yes, it's going to give people a lot of avenues to explore, to probe, as he said. You're going to have the people that want to use it as a consumer device. You're going to want to link their brain and everything to their devices to live like, in a futuristic way, because you have a lot of movies that depict that, but that's going to be a reality. Okay, so I do have a next video here to play. I'll probably play that at the end. I just wanted to play this first part, what that devil was saying. But let's get Revelation here. Okay, let's start here. So this is Revelation chapter 13, and let's start at verse 12, and it says, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. So what we're seeing with these VCIs is a part of the miracles. Okay? And it says, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by sword and did live. And what's that image? Neuralink. Elon Musk is a part of that image. And the people believing in his work. Okay? People believing in the system, this United States of America system, this American system, this American way of life, way of thinking, way of belief, way of doing things. That's the image. Okay? All these different philosophies. Science. Science itself in the American way is an image. And it's a part of the image of the beast. And it says, again, it says, and deceiving them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay? So that image is being it's not even being that this image has done what the prophecy is saying it's going to do, right? It is speaking. All of these videos that I just played, it's the image speaking. And it says, and cause that as many as would not worship the beast should be killed. And it says, and he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their forehead. And then their forehead is referring to the BCIs. And in their right hand is referring to the RFID chip. Okay, implantable chips, surgically implantable devices. And these devices are going to be used to buy and sell in the society that is approaching. Okay? Because the society that we're currently living in is just a smoke screen. You know, it's just a temporary thing for now. It's phasing out. You know, everything is gradually leading into a digital world. Okay? Where paper money will not exist. Okay? So he's going to cause everyone, the rich, poor, crippled, the blind, all, if they want to buy and sell, you're going to have to get a mark. And that mark is a mark of the beast, these devices. Okay? And a lot of you people, let me just get it here real quick. Okay, so this is 2 Corinthians chapter 4. And let's go at verse 4. And it says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. So the ones that are lost are the ones that don't know the truth. And if you don't have the gospel, which is the good news, you will not know what to do. You will not know what to avoid. Okay? And the men of the Lord have been warning you, people. We have been warning you not to undermine and ignore the fact that this devil is backing you into a corner, so that you will believe that you have no choice but to take the mark of the beast, but to take these implantable devices, because without taking these implantable devices, you will not be able to eat. You will not be able to drink water. You will not be able to take care of your family unless you have the gospel, unless you believe in the gospel, unless you believe in Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, unless you have the truth. But what does it say? It is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not. Because you believe not, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai has given Esau, the so-called white man, the power to blind you, to deceive you into believing that you can take the mark of the beast and be okay, because you're just doing it to take care of your family. You're just doing it so that you can pay your rent. You're just doing it so that you can eat. And it says, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahushua, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. Right. So unless you repent and the Lord put the Spirit on you to wake up and be a receiver of the truth, then you're gonna get fucked. Okay? So it's plain and simple. We've been warning you people, and some people scoff and they're like, "Oh, all you people talk about is the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. You're conspiracy theorists." And these messages, these statements are coming from men that claim that they're prophets as well. The IUICs, the ISUPKs. You're not warning the people of what's coming. You know, that's why when Yahushua comes, it's gonna catch you people as a thief in the night, man. Because you're gonna the ISUPKs, you're gonna be doing your boot camps and your push-ups and all the different type of folly that you currently do. What's it? IUIC. They're gonna be building families and building a nation. When Yahushua is coming, they're gonna be in that spirit as well, because that's how the Lord is gonna have it set up. Okay. So this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 24. It says, "For there shall arise false Hamashiachs and false prophets." Right? You have a lot of false prophets in Israel. You know, in ISUPK, IUIC, the Genesis Church Ministries, the Sakaris, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So the point of this scripture is that the elect will not be deceived because it's not possible. It says, if it were possible. But we know it's not possible for the elect to be deceived. So the elect is not going to be deceived by these miracles. Just as how a lot of these Israelites were deceived with the jab. You know, they took the Mike Tyson uppercut, man. Because a lot of people fell flat. You know, a lot of people had heart attacks. So that's why I said they took the uppercut, man. Because that juice is very detrimental, man. You have a lot of people that died from it. You have a footballer recently, a soccer player. He he collapsed again. This is the second time he fell down on the field. The last time was a few years ago after he took the jab. He collapsed again on the field because he has heart problems. Now, this devil has his plan. The Beetlejuice links to the RFID, links to the BCI, because a lot of those individuals that took it, they're going to take the MOTB again. Well, not again, they're going to take it because they're going to be put in a position where they need it or they're going to die. And we already know that they don't have the gift of faith. Well, most of them. We don't know, but as it stands, they don't have the faith to get through the difficult times that are coming. Okay, these people don't understand, man, because they're living in such a comfortable way. They have all the money that they could ever want, all the access to the nice things in life. They don't consider that these things are gonna come. Okay, so they're gonna stay deceived because they're not of the elect. All right, so this is First Peter chapter 5 verse 8, and it says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." Okay, you got to be vigilant because this devil, he is seeking to devour you, control you, give you tokens, tell you that, oh, you can't do this with your BCI today, give you limitations, give you limitations with your RFID. Even though you took the mark to buy and sell, you're still going to be limited. You're still going to be controlled because he in his mind has said this. He said, for this is Isaiah chapter 14 verse 12. It says, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the cloud. I will be like the Most High." This is what this devil said. This is what they have in their heart. They think they're God. Okay? So they're going to control you, in a way that pleases their God ego. Because that's what they have, man. They have this big exalted ego because the earth has been given into their hands. That's why. It's just a part of prophecy. It's nothing deep. Well, the scriptures are deep, but it's nothing so deep for Esau. Esau is just a character, man. A very, 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 very evil character. That his reign is short. His reign is coming to an end. Because we know the triumphing of the wicked is short. You know? They imagine a vain thing. They think their kingdom is going to continue forever. So this is for you, simple, wicked ass Israelites, you 2/3, and we don't know who's going to wake up or who's not going to wake up. So let me just fire this one here. This is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22, and it says, "How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge." Because what's knowledge according to the scriptures? I think I have it here. Should have it here. Let me just jump to it. So the fear of Yahweh in Proverbs chapter 9 and 10, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, as the knowledge of the holy is understanding. So if you don't fear Yahweh, you're going to ultimately take the RFID chip. Okay? Because you're not going to begin to understand and absorb the knowledge and take heed to the warning. Because you don't fear Yahweh Shemel Shai. So let's get back to this in Proverbs. How long, you simple ones? Because you're simple. That's why you won't wake up. How long will you love simplicity? Let's go into that word simplicity. And the word simplicity here is Slakia. Let me go back. The word simplicity here is
Strong's H6612. Pethi.
You're pathetic, man. So it says foolish, open-minded. Right. You people are too open-minded to Esau's bullshit. That's what I wanted to get here. And now let's get the right here. It says, a silly person, one easily persuaded. So Esau is going to easily persuade you because of the access to the consumer devices, your everyday use, the conveniency of the RFID chip and the BCI, especially the BCI, because the BCI is going to have the most features. It's going to be able to link to your iPhone, your fridge, your smart home, Alexa, your car. You're going to be able to start your car with your brain chip. Come on, man. Esau has this planned out because he knows you niggas are simple, easily persuaded. All right. I just have a few more here. that should be it. Okay, so this is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12, and it says, "Rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, and of the sea, Salakia, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." So this devil is crafty, man. It's the same serpent from the garden in Genesis, man. He is a wise, cunning devil. So all of this is planned out because he knows you're simple. He knows you're easily persuaded. He knows you're not going to be able to withstand the hard times. You're going to take the first bone that is handed to you. You're not going to discern it and say, nah, I shouldn't do this. What would God want me to do? No, you're going to say, God wants me to take care of my family. I'm going to be the man. I'm going to sacrifice myself for my family. And as our apostle said recently, and that's a spirit, fuck the woman and fuck the kids, man. You're going to decide to take this RFID chip and this BCI to feed your family, right? That's going to get you destroyed. That's all it's going to do. And this is Revelation chapter 14, verse 8. It says, "And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, the great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication." Right? So all of the different bullshit philosophies and and what's the word I'm looking for? Doctrines and laws that you force these people to follow and force people to live in a disgusting, wicked, evil way with your witchcraft and your brainwashing, you're gonna fall. You devils are gonna fall, man, and you're gonna fall hard.